Back with another video. Thank you so much for tuning in to the channel. We're looking at XLM at the moment. Would appear we are interacting with technically currently resistance. 11 cents, 0.1185 is my horizontal level of currently technically resistance confirmed with the 14th of June daily candle opening and closing with its wick and body beneath it. If we can have daily candles opening and closing with their wicks and bodies above it, we can potentially reconsider support at that level and reinvest that 20% support-based investment ratio. At the moment, you were advised to invest that 20% in at that level when we interacted with it on the 12th of June. It was still support at that point in time, though a bearish confirmation has been confirmed, and so you are suggested to now reduce that 20% support-based investment ratio as we have returned to that level with more bearish conditions in mind. So potential sideways and or downside may continue to play out here. If you've been following the channel, that's kind of been the trend at the moment, but we just go with the flow of crypto and we watch out for Robo. The next strongest level of horizontal support down below is going to be 8 cents. That is where you can reinvest your 20% support-based investment ratio, or if we can reconfirm 11 cents, whichever one comes first. 50% of your XLM investment can be invested when we have two of our chosen three robos entering a bullish state, which has allowed us to experience, tens of percentages in gains. So far, bearish robos in play a couple months ago here have saved us from just about 50% in downside. And at the moment, we would need the return of, bullish robos here. So right now, watch out for continued interaction with these key levels, potentially interacting toward this descending trend line. And so once we have daily candles opening and closing kind of above it, we can then invest that 30% remaining downtrend line investment ratio. So right now, currently, we may anticipate continued sideways here for almost the rest of the year as we solidify support here and make our way out of this current downtrend in play. But sideways and or downside is in my opinion, healthy, necessary evil for any uptrend to have to go through. But we're watching out for Robo. Look out for the confirmations no matter the situation. Let me know down below how you feel about crypto. Today's article is a Brazilian proposal would make crypto payments legal and protect private keys. A proposed addition to an existing Brazilian law would grant Brazilians the right to use cryptocurrency as means of payment while protecting their private keys from being taken by the courts. The proposed addition in Article 835 of the Civil Procedure Code states that while crypto assets are not a currency in and of themselves, they could be used as a financial asset, means of exchange or payment, or instrument of access to goods or services or investments. It would not necessarily make Bitcoin or any crypto legal tender in the country. It would instead make crypto a legally recognized financial asset for investments and other uses. Lastly, the proposed additions are still in the initial phase of discussion in the Chamber of Deputies within the country's legislature. This means that it could take several years before the additions are passed by the Senate and signed into law by the President. By that time, they may have changed drastically. Only El Salvador and the Central African Republic recognize Bitcoin as legal tender, though Tonga is considering following in their footsteps. And so a little bit of, in my opinion, bullish increased adoption here for the crypto sphere during times of extreme fear. We all know downside, plaguing the market, heading to zero, boo-hoo. But at the moment, we always try to keep a, rather bullish incentive here for the channel. And so in my opinion, during times of extreme downside, bearish price action, there's still, and in my personal opinion, a much longer term uptrend intact for the technology in play and the dramatic changes coming to the traditional world we exist in. And so monopoly money has only gotten us so far. It's time for internet monopoly money. Speaking of digital internet money, we have the digital internet money. Market's going down, took it all from me. interacting with support here under bearish robos in play a couple months ago, saving us from this downside, or allowing you to capitalize on a short position if you're savvy enough with the trade innings and whatnot here. We do anticipate continued sideways, kind of interacting with my horizontal levels, interacting with potentially just below, 20K per Bitcoin, the teens. That's not an impossible price to see before we bottom out and return to all-time highs, which I do believe is pending whenever that may be. We have the invalidated early bird in play. Ignore that. We need to see another one and then another bullish robo to invest that 50% engineering robo based investment ratio. 20% at support once that has been further solidified. 28,422 up ahead there is going to be a nice level to consider as support, in my opinion, once we do return to it. Currently, it is resistance by a generic definition. We do need, further solidification of these horizontal levels over the coming weeks here before we can consider investing that 20% investment ratio. Due to the soon-to-be revealed fear zone, you are suggested to be accumulating Bitcoin in small calculated portions during this time over the coming weeks to perhaps months, but within a much larger range that we will see here. 20% at support, 50% with bullish robos, and that remaining 30% can be invested when we finally see ourselves out of this solid descending trend line, which may not be until into 2023. So we just have to go with the flow of crypto. Oh no, what the heck? Go home, you've been wrecked. I don't know. So far, crypto playing out pretty much almost like how we've been prophesizing here. 45% in downside relative to entering the fear zone has played out. This third interaction has, come to fruition here, similar to the two previous ones. Still waiting for that FOMO zone interaction. Perhaps we'll get some similar, price action. Currently returning to potential previous 2017, 2018 all-time highs, a very bullish buying opportunity in my opinion. And so with these projected fear zone interactions, 45% in downside has come to fruition, and a month of downside has already occurred. I anticipate perhaps 6 months here of downside, perhaps toward the end of the year, middle of next year. Dramatic sideways through a very wide range, all the way between $37,000 per Bitcoin, all the way down to, in my opinion, perhaps $19,000 per Bitcoin. That is where you can be buying Bitcoin with a much larger, longer-term uptrend intact. We do still anticipate interaction with the FOMO zone. $188,000 per Bitcoin is going to be where you can more comfortably consider a perhaps market top, if you will. If you know what I'm saying. So go with the flow of crypto, and we watch out for Robo. Accumulate here during times of extreme fear. Go, oh no, when Robo says there's FOMO, and get out. Thank you so much for hearing my analysis. Thank you for tuning in, and tune in for the next one.